First and foremost, welcome to the MMFunded ICT and Smart Money Concepts Bootcamp. This entire course and program will be here on my YouTube channel completely for free. My name is Jay. I'll be your host. I've been a full-time day trader for 7 years. I've been studying supply demand, mechanical order flow, structure types, confirmations, liquidity concepts, ICT concepts for the last 5 years. I've mentored over 1,000 students privately throughout the year of 2023, and I've created over 150 funded members. I've also mentored tens of thousands of traders around the world publicly on YouTube through my free public YouTube content. I really want to take it to the next level for you guys by creating an entire bootcamp based on ICT concepts and my own methodology that I teach inside of my Discord here for free on YouTube for you guys. I want to start off by telling you guys a story, taking you through my personal experience firsthand in what every single trader has gone through or needs to go through in order to break through in this industry and become your own independent, profitable, and consistent trader. I was first introduced to trading in 2018 via support, resistance, trendline concepts, EMAs, and proper retail concepts that I'm not saying is wrong. You can still formulate amazing trade plans and systems out of that, but personally for me, just never worked out for me, and I could not find consistency and profitability using those concepts. So if any of you are coming here from retail concepts such as support, resistance, trend lines, I certainly believe that trading is a very personal journey. Every single person is trained to see the markets in their own unique way, whether that's through different concepts that you've studied throughout various mentorships, and I don't believe that there is a wrong or right way to trade. If you have found a system, whether that's through Lux Algo buy and sell signals or full-on order flow smart money concepts, but you found that it's working for you and you're profitable with it, you found a great system. You're a good trader. It doesn't matter how you trade. This bootcamp here on YouTube is more going to be a documentary of the methods that I've put together into a simpler step-by-step chronological course for you that has allowed me to fund myself over $500,000 in funded capital throughout the past 2 years and has allowed me to be a full-time professional funded trader. Going back to 2018, about a year into trading going into 2019, I truly believed that I was ready, I was profitable, I was scaling demo accounts like crazy, doubling them, tripling them, and I put together my first large private capital account through a broker called Tickmill, which I put together at 200,000 Rand, which was about a $10,000 account out of my own money at the time, just coming out of high school and just coming into varsity. For me back then, that was basically most of my savings and really the majority of the money that I saved up at the time. Long story short, I had a beautiful setup on US30, and at the same time, my signal provider at the time sent the same buy signal that I had on US30. Needless to say, I went and completely full ported and leveraged this 200,000 Rand or $10,000 account, and I lost that account in my first week of live trading. When I say that I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't drink water for about a week solid, I was in a near depression state. I was so close to giving up. It was like starting over again. I was back to asking mom and dad for petrol money. I was back to asking mom and dad to basically get me food and support me. But that whole experience was an experience that I needed to experience to learn more about myself, my emotions, to importantly become a more responsible and disciplined trader. I can sit here telling you these stories for hours and hours, but no trader will ever actually understand what they need to go through in order to make it as a full-time trader until you go through it yourself. So when people come up to me and ask me, what did you do in the beginning? How did you deal with your emotions? Bloody, 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 blah. The first thing I say to them is do what you need to do. Take the concepts that you've learned from my mentorship or other mentorships that you've learned, because back then there also wasn't the mentorships that are around today available then. And I will tell them, go and apply this to your charts, backtest, collect data, build confidence around your strategy and system based on proven data and history collection, rather than trying to trade something that you've seen on social media and that you automatically think will work. You need to go through these experiences yourself to ultimately learn more about yourself, which will develop you and elevate your trading career. I want you to pay close attention throughout this bootcamp. You will slowly but surely discover that I'm a very mathematical person. I like to research. I like to keep things mechanical. I like to keep things rule-based. I like to keep things disciplined. Ultimately, which has given me that bulletproof mindset going into the markets every single morning. So I don't only want you to pay attention to the concepts that I'm about to go through with you guys throughout this bootcamp course, but also pay attention to how I approach the markets, my thought process, how I'm not afraid or have no emotions involved whatsoever when analyzing a market, when determining when to take a position. The easiest way to really get over your emotions is to take a mentorship, formulate your own unique way to develop a trade plan from what you've learned. And the best way to do that is through a mechanical set of rules, and only execute your trades based on that trade plan that you've marked up every single morning, which will eliminate a lot of emotional stress, anxiety going into the markets every morning, unsurety, because ultimately you have that fixed plan going into the market every single morning. And this was one of the concepts that took me close to 2 years to understand and develop before I really was started to be able to manage my emotions in the market. You'll also find throughout this bootcamp that my entire ICT concepts is not really based off of ICT himself. I use a couple of his concepts that he has discussed, but I've ultimately built my own system around his concepts, which is how I ultimately teach my methodology inside of MMFunded, which I'm also going to give to you guys here today on YouTube. This course and bootcamp will cater for complete beginners who have never seen the charts before. I will start off section 1 by going over the real basics, such as TradingView, how to get started with a broker, and how to get started with a prop firm, and then we'll go into the more juicy stuff such as fair value gaps, my mechanical 3 structure types, liquidity concepts, session volatility, and also session liquidity, and ultimately putting together your own system that will allow you to backtest, get results on that, and ultimately help you find your edge in the market. There's a very good saying that goes, I can take you to the water, but I can't make you drink. It's up to you to also put in the effort by making notes, thoroughly going through the concepts that I'm about to teach you here, backtesting, collecting results, collecting history, because ultimately, when you're backtesting and collecting data, it will help you and identify different concepts and things that are working for you, such as specific entry criteria or a way that you mark out supply and demand zones. And ultimately, you will also identify things that are not working for you. And that is how you put your edge together when coming into the market. If you guys have any questions regarding this public bootcamp and course here on YouTube today, please message me on Instagram. It's where I'm most active. You can send me a direct DM. I'm very active with my members and my students in my Instagram DMs, so I will respond. Sometimes I will take a while, and I definitely will respond within the same day or two. Let's have a successful journey with this bootcamp, and I'll see you on the inside in the next video.